Hello. Yo. What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Just getting a lights put in. There we go. Brightening up now. How's it going? Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm just going to put this over into Bean Chat. Let me know if the audio's weird or if anything's going on. Cool. So we're picking up where we left off. We're going to be finishing up this animation draft. Pretty excited to get this over the line. It's going to be fun. Hope you all are having a wonderful Tuesday. Don't know what you're up to, but it's spooky season, so hopefully something a little bit costumey, maybe already. I don't know if it's too soon. Maybe that you've got a pumpkin going on. I don't know. There's no music at all? It's just my voice. Oh my goodness. Why is it doing that? Oops. Okay, there we go. Right, we got audio now. I'm such a novice. Cool. Alright, we got the music. We got the voice. Everything feels fine. So, we're going to recap real quick on where we left off. So right now we're making an animation about the raccoons visiting Bean's house on Halloween. Let me just turn up this opacity so you guys can see what we're talking about. So Bean is dressed as an edamame, or a, what are they called, a bean sprout. What's up, Afi Baskaro from Indonesia. And we've got Cinematic, we got Saba, we got Daniela Rissi 5055. It's Spooky Tuesday. We got Fangto in the chat. You beanie looks like the latest Reels beanie. I'm pulling inspiration from real life. We got Jess Cowell. Hell yeah. What's up? Hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. Got some familiar faces, which is nice to see. And we're doing it a little bit earlier because last time we were super late with it, and I felt bad. I felt bad for the people who got used to a certain time, and then we did it super late, and then they were up very late, and it wasn't cool. So now we're going to keep it to a 3 to 5 p.m. UK schedule. Got a few more in the chat. What's up, Slips? And we've got Reen as well. Happy Halloween. It's coming up. That's why we're doing a spooky animation today. So this, I'm going to recap for anyone who wasn't here with us last week, that we are doing a Halloween animation for, I think this is meant to go out Thursday, so this is a very, very tight schedule. Probably Friday now, actually. I haven't done any work on it since the last stream. But anyway, so we've got the raccoons visiting Bean at the house. They knock on his door, give him the old trick or treat, and I've lost it. There we go. So they say trick or treat. Bean's like, ooh, and then Bean gives him some candy. Immediately turns around. Fangto missed the last stream. Okay. Basically, the plot is that the raccoons keep coming back to the house to ask for more candy, and Bean gets frustrated, and the raccoons are coming up with elaborate ways to circumvent the one candy per child policy, even though they're not even children. So that is the plot. And I just wanted to show you guys a bit of the behind the scenes of how we put together these animations. So what you're seeing right now is super, super rough, and the rest of it will probably still be rough. But yeah, hope you're having a spooky day. Yeah, we're very close to the date. Oh, thank you, Jess. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder whether twice a week is too much. I like it though. It's tough this time of year because it's so busy. and there's a lot to do, and so live streaming on top of that is a little bit hectic, but we're getting it in and it's fun. I really enjoy it. It's like the best part of my week. I'm trying to put together a playthrough. Let me see if I can do that in like a smooth way. I don't know, my files are so unorganized and messy, but yeah, let's give it a go. That's a good idea. So we've got Bean opening the door, and I'm gonna leave that one in there, that one there. Embarrassing. This is this is taking too long. So yeah, so we've got Bean opening the door here, and he says happy Halloween, and then oh my goodness, let's do this, get rid of all that. Then we've got the raccoon saying trick or treat, and I will show that animation. So they're kind of jumping. Yeah, so we made that too. It's a continuation of last week, yeah. This is hectic. It's my bad. I kind of jumped on stream without really planning. But we're working it out as we go. And then we've got Bean giving them some candy. So we did this one. So we're basically putting together all of these different scenes, and then they're going to make sense once they're all put together in one big edit. But I wanted to show you the drawing process. This one I will show a little bit of as well. It looks mad right now, but give me 2 seconds. So we've got the raccoons reacting to getting the candy. Animation's wild because there's a lot of different frames and everything is sporadic, but that's the idea. And where we left off was they ring on the door again, having left, and Bean opens it again, sort of curiously, like, oh, who's that? Immediately back at his door as soon as he turned around. And then he notices it's the raccoons again. And then points to a sign at the start which says take 1, which is in the corner. And I don't think raccoons know English. So anyway, they stare blankly at Bean. Like this. And that's where we left off. And then Bean says, oh, fine, I'll give you some. Yeah, this is going to be for reals. We're going to put this one together by the end of the week. So hopefully today the goal is to get to the end of the rough sketch. And yeah. Hope it looks all right. It's going to look a lot cleaner. Right now it's definitely just a bit all over the shop. So we're going to fix that today. Kate says lol. Yeah, this is hectic. This is the reality of being in the animation world, is just absolute disorder and chaos constantly. At least for me. I'm sure there's more organized animators out there. So actually, Fangto, that's the next part without many spoilers. So Bean will quickly give the guys some more candy, which I'm going to draw now. And then they leave, and then maybe Bean gets another knock on the door, and we all know what that's going to be. It's going to be the raccoons again. But we're going to make it fun. MS, what's up? Hi, Bean. Bean's in here somewhere. Bean, when come to Japan? Yeah, I need to come through soon. I was thinking about going very recently, and Beanzilla went, but I stayed home because that flight is crazy. And I just want to go when I have a bit more free time. And right now it's yeah, it's really, really nuts. So, but hey, if I was in Japan, I couldn't stream right now. So, you know. So now we are drawing Bean giving out the candy once more. And then we'll have Bean walking away in frustration, immediately to be met with another ring on the doorbell, of course. All right. So there's the candy in the hands. And then I'm going to have these guys react again. I'm going to try and move a little bit quicker here and not go into too much detail on every single bit, because I felt like I did that last time. And really what we're trying to cover is just the beats of the story, and we can work out the pacing and the frames and whatnot a bit later on. But right now I'm just drawing the raccoons reacting to the new candy, round 2. But yeah, hope you all are having a really wonderful Tuesday. I don't know what's going on in you guys' life, but hopefully it's a good vibe. Right, I don't know why Frankenstein has fangs. Let me just fix that real quick. I think this animation is probably going to be around 40 seconds, which is sort of our typical length for the longer ones. It's nice that, like, because you can tell a bit more of a story and make it feel a bit more like an episode, even though it's still, you know, super short. Relatively. We're not out here doing Adventure Time numbers yet. But I think we can get this done by Friday. I do want to be in that Halloween window, and it's kind of nice to have that pressure, because then we do get it done, but it'll be maybe like 1 or 2 late nights. Oh wow, okay, it's like the end of the day in Indonesia. Well, I hope you had a lovely Tuesday, and it's about to be a great Wednesday as well, I'm sure. I think I'm gonna make these eyes a little bit bigger. I'd love to visit Indonesia. I've never been. That would be super fun. I heard they're quite strict there, though. Not that I'm like breaking any laws or anything, but it's just everyone who has ever gone has said like, oh, they'll take you to jail for putting chewing gum on the side of the road. And I'm sure that's not true, and it's just one of these made up things. Or maybe it is true, and you know, but it looks super cool. I know I've got some friends from Indonesia, and I'd love to visit them. So, just drawing some speedy raccoons here. We've got another live stream planned as well for Thursday, where I will be dressing up as Bob Ross. And we'll be doing a live painting, and I'll also be trying to give away the painting, if it's any good. It might not be good. But if it's any good, I'll give it away to someone who's in our Patreon. So that should be pretty fun. We'll see. I don't know what I'm going to be painting. But we'll find out. Okay, I won't come to Singapore. I'm quite partial to chewing gum, but I would put it in the bin. Is it like an outright ban on it, or... I'm not really sure how that goes. Can you chew it and then just dispose of it correctly? Asking the big questions here. Cool. So these guys are going to be chuffed that they've got a little bit more candy for the road. They've now spotted and targeted out Bean as an easy target for candy taking. I don't know where Doggo and Kato are going to be in this situation. I'm imagining like they'll be sat on the sofa waiting to start a movie in the corner, And Bean's just getting super frustrated. Oh, whoa, it's like actually illegal. That's insane. I mean, is there a deeper reason, or is it just because it's annoying? It's not like a drug, I don't think. But does everyone's breath just stink, or are they just really on top of like brushing their teeth in the morning? Because I know that if the UK didn't have chewing gum, we'd be in some trouble. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I want to visit. I feel like that flight, like the flight to Japan is super long from the UK, but Singapore would be absolutely crazy. That might be a 2-stop situation. Ah, yeah. Well, that makes sense. Nice to have you here, Jenny. Hope I'm sorry you're not having a great day, but hey, it's almost over. We're just drawing some raccoons right now. Not a whole lot going on, just picking up where we left off last week. I think we'll get this one done today. I have a good feeling. So, super happy reaction to some more gum arriving. Not gum, candy. And yeah. And now we got the fun part, which is moving on to the next frame. Wow, that's so wild that it's that gum is like really like a narcotic out there. That's I mean, it just is what it is. Yeah, I completely understand why they do it. It's just wild to me. Oh, don't worry, Jess. We're getting through it. We're getting through it. It's like midday here. We still got the sun, but it started going out like super quick now because they moved all the clocks for the farmers. So at like 6 p.m. here, it goes completely pitch black. All right. I think this frame now I'll have Bean on the sofa or Doggo on the sofa waiting to watch a film. And then there's another ring at the door. So let's pencil this in real quick. Gotta draw a spooky sofa. Little TV in the foreground. And it's gonna look super bad, so apologies. In terms of like roughness, eventually it'll look good. But right now, it's we're not focused on that. We're just focused on getting the lines down. So to anyone joining, hello. And we are finishing up an animation. And I'll try and do some like run-throughs of the story as we go through. But the basic plot is that Bean keeps getting harassed by raccoons at the door, who are asking for Halloween treats. Cool. So let's put Doggo and Kato on the sofa. Actually, what would be cute is have Beanette in there as well. And I need some outfit ideas for maybe Nana Bean too. Yeah, why not? This is gonna get pretty hectic. Let's do this. Cool. So what I'm imagining is all of them sat down ready to watch a film, and Bean keeps having to get up, and they're all getting annoyed at Bean for answering the door. Oh, thank you, Nero. Nirokta. Greetings to Germany from the UK. Thank you for coming out. Oh, okay. So it's not that super illegal. We were talking about chewing gum in Singapore. Cool. I'll do a little outline for Nana and then B-Net as well. And I need some spooky Halloween idea dress up for them. I actually don't know what to do, and maybe we'll get like two. I want to move quickly here. I don't really want to spend a bunch of time like fussing the outfits too much. These look super weird. Wait, hang on, let me close the window. Okay. Yeah, maybe some UK celebs. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Oh, that's so kind of you. I know we're finally back streaming. Missed last Friday, apologies for that. But thank you so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. So we've got the gang on the sofa here. And I might do B-Net here being like a little bit concerned. Wow, B-Net's like giant. And maybe we have like a... Well, if Bean is dressed up as... I'll give that a little like, I think. Can I do that? I can't do that. I try, but yeah, thank you so much for the dono. We've got Bean dressed as a bean pod. And I'm thinking maybe we have a theme going. So like B-Net could also be some sort of bean. Like B-Net could literally just be in a regular bean costume. That could be quite funny. Yeah, they're all just dressed as different beans. Very silly. Okay, there we go. Nice. But she's gonna be like, what's going on? Why'd you keep answering the door? I don't know why they don't have hands too. Hang on. There we go. And then Dogger's gonna have some popcorn. Okay, right. We got our characters. We got a little scene going. Oh yeah, if B-Net's a coffee bean, that'd be funny. Kind of looks like a jacket potato at the moment, but yeah, that's a good idea. Gabbo, you've not missed much. We're just drawing beans as beans, beanception. So we'll have Bean's outfit coming back. Man, my drawing is lazy today. I don't think I haven't done a lot of drawing today. I did some last night, but I always find like if I get to the end of the day and then I need to start drawing and I haven't done any all day, I've just been typing, then I'm a bit rusty. Okay. Hey, we'll get it though. We're just warming up. So then we've got Bean Pod Bean here. And I'm trying to think of an expression. He's looking at B-Net. Just a little bit miffed off. I think B-Net looks a little bit too like stressed out at the situation. So we'll just like have a bit more of an inquisitive face. Maybe a little bit of sass. Yeah, there we go. Question mark. And then we'll have Bean walk into the scene. So I'm going to show how we animate that now. Bean is a soybean, but but not in that way. I like a bean pod. What are they called? Because I know there's like edamames and things. Yeah, maybe a baked bean can would be funny for like doggo. So let's do a quick little frame to indicate Bean walking back into the shot. Maybe he has his arm up, kind of a little bit annoyed. It's a little bit too much. We'll keep it simple. I feel a little bit like I need to get this done, because I like the idea of being able to do one new idea per stream, but just the nature of drawing doesn't really allow for that too easily, unless you're drawing like super simple. Oh yeah, maybe Kato could be toast, but I don't know. I think just having fun with it and showing a bit of the process is the idea. Don't think too much. So then Bean walks back into the scene. Actually, let me turn down the skin opacity there. And then I'll show something being like, kind of responds to Bean at like, maybe gets his hand up, kind of waves a bit. What's up, Saul? Thank you for joining. And then, of course, the door is going to ring again almost immediately. I think I'll do a punch in after this of Bean sitting down on the sofa next to Doggo. And then all of them. Yeah. So this scene, Bean comes back in. He's like, oh, the raccoons, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. Let's go watch a film. And I'll hide the background layer. Short legs. It's the costume, I promise. Oh, thank you, Jess. It's not extreme. It's just faff. But yeah. So then we'll have Bean sit down again on the sofa next to Doggo, and maybe I'll do a little bit of detail on like Doggo's outfit. So I think the idea was to put Doggo in a tin of beans outfit. So let's draw a quick outline for the sofa. Sofa chair arm. Be cute if Doggo maybe offers Bean some popcorn. Oops. I think this Procreate file is gonna start hating me in a minute because I've got too many layers. Cool. So, Doggo as a tin of beans. Yeah, that's cute. I love drawing Doggo because it's just two big slugs for eyebrows and then a pretty simple mustache. He's got his popcorn too. Simple. He's just a simple fella. Nothing too elaborate with my guy. I'll have the outline of a Heinz tin. He's sitting a little bit tall on the sofa, so let me just drop that down. I'm going to turn the opacity down on the back layer so I can see what I'm doing. Nice. What do we think of that outfit? Is it cute? Is it weird? It doesn't really have the same effect of like a bean wearing a bean outfit if Doggo is wearing a tin of beans, I guess. Maybe he just wanted to be on trend. But he's got his popcorn, he's happy. Right, and now to draw Bean coming in. So what I like to do, if it's ever a character sort of traveling and then ending up in a place, but I need to know the proportions, I'll draw the character first in their sort of final state so that I know exactly like how they end up, if that makes sense. Because if you just start from the start and go chronologically, then it gets a little bit kind of squirrely as to proportions and things. I don't really know why. Maybe it's just the way my brain works, but that's the idea. And I gotta remember that Bean is wearing a ridiculous outfit. There we go. And I want Bean to look exhausted. Actually, no, Bean will look a little bit happy here. And then the door will ring again. Maybe kind of tired looking. Tired but happy. There should be a word for that. Satisfied? I don't know. It's not like quite the same. It's like the type of thing where they'll have a word for it in Japan but not anywhere else. Bean, it's emotion, feeling. Sleep mode, yeah. Cool. His arm's looking a bit funny. So I think for simplicity's sake, this shot would be quite nice. It's just like Bean coming kind of from standing up and then collapsing a bit. So we'll do this and we'll keep the eyes shut because I'm too lazy to draw that. Sorry, to answer your question, Jess, sorry, I just saw that. Yeah, we have Ollie, who does our audio. He's incredibly talented. So that's Olovera, Ollie Graham, on Instagram. He is a wonderful musician slash voice actor slash everything. He's brilliant. And then I'll work with some of the team on editing if it's a really big edit. So Matt will help with that. And yeah, so we've got a little bit of a crew. I should do some intros, honestly, but Bean's legs look a bit funny there. But yeah, it's not just me, but it's mainly me with the animation work. There we go. So we'll have Bean kind of collapsing back into the chair. I'm gonna move Doggo to the background layer. So when I do these animations in Procreate, I'm making sure to have a layer separate to sort of my working area where I'm keeping all of the static parts of the drawing. That way I can keep them as a reference and not get too lost. Yeah, Fang, they're in the office right now. Ollie isn't, he's on the other side of the UK, but we've got Matt here. They're just hiding. I promise you they're real. We might see Matt leave in a minute because it's coming up to... Oh no, he's got a little bit longer. Maybe I should add Ollie's account in the chat. Does our music on IG? Okay, I just send that in chat. But yeah, if you're ever interested in knowing who does our audio, that's the guy, and he's brilliant. I've just realized that I've hit the limit on my layer count. So I'm gonna have to do some quick maintenance. One sec. Yeah, it didn't like the amount of frames I've done. So we'll just clean it up a little bit. I've saved all the previous frames, but I'm just going to go ahead and delete some of the ones which aren't super necessary. I'll keep that one. Some of them I want to keep just for like reference. But yeah, this is the problem with animating in Procreate, is it can't really manage the whole thing. Anyway, so right, we're back to the scene now. So we've got Bean coming in and collapsing on the sofa. So employing a little bit of the squash and stretch method, I can show Bean landing on the sofa and the kind of the weight of it. So when you do that, you want to have it go from Bean kind of standing quite straight and then collapsing back, and then as he does that, it'll probably show up a little bit wider like this, but then shorter, if that makes sense. It kind of gives the object a little bit more weight. Yeah, and then the arms follow, so it should look something like that. And maybe the legs go up, but they're going to be cut out of frame slightly. This framing is fun for the stream, but it's actually kind of annoying. Like usually I just have it like just super open, no border or anything. I'm not familiar with that person, Jackals, but maybe I should look them up. Do they make animation? Cool. So I got Bean sitting down there, and then maybe I'll do one frame where he sort of pops up. Actually, I'll just have Bean hang out for a minute, and then look down at Doggo, who's offering some popcorn. Not yet, but will. And then just as Bean's about to get the popcorn, the doorbell rings again. Bean, it's society's mirror. That's it. Bean is just a muse for social media, the masses on social media. Cool. And we'll have Bean reach over, try and get some popcorn. Maybe you should reach with the other hand, that would make more sense, but I kind of want to show the movement as like exaggerated. So actually there should be a little bit more of a lean-to. And this is the process of animation. It's just working away at something until it looks pretty good, and then you have to go back and do it all again and make it look even more better, and then maybe even do it again if you want to do 3 runs. It looked a little bit too mischievous there. Let me change that. Nice. And you kind of have to imagine how the character would move in like real life. So if Bean was to lean over, then this arm here would kind of bend a little bit too. Maybe it's like wholly unnecessary, I'm not sure, but I think those little details are really special. When if you can bake them in, then it goes a long way. But not that a bending arm is that special, but does the trick. And then we want this one to be, I might do another scene for the reaction to the doorbell going again. It could be cool just to show that with Bean's hand reaching for the popcorn. Like, nothing too crazy. I don't want to see the characters' reactions yet. I just want to sort of focus on that doorbell ring and the expression. So let's experiment with that, I think. And I'll draw one frame where Doggo is reaching out and giving back the popcorn. Naturally, so I'm just going to duplicate the layer. Work smarter, not harder, of course. And Doggo is just reaching out and giving some popcorn. Yeah. Cool. So that one's done. And then I want to do a close-up of the popcorn. So I'll just do some really rough, ugly looking popcorn in the bowl. And then a little bit of Doggo. And then the main focus for the scene will be the expression in Bean's hand as he reaches, but then here's the doorbell go. No, we got some weird chats going on. I'm not even looking. There we go. I've not had to ban anyone yet, which has been nice, but I don't know what the parameters are. This is new territory for me. Anyway, so let's do another ring from the door. I'll probably put that like around here. And then imagine this is sort of ringing halfway through the motion of Bean stretching out a hand. So it was okay, so the thumb is on this side. There we go. Here. And we'll have Bean almost reaching the popcorn, and then the doorbell rings. Yeah, true, Jess. I think we had it like I don't want to encourage this or anything, but there was a time when I think maybe this was like 2 weeks ago, there was someone in chat sort of talking about Bean in a not very nice way, and I was like, oh, what do I do here? And I've never actually had to like jump into that. I probably wouldn't even know what to do, but luckily they kind of just stopped, and all was well. So yeah, we'll have the hand reach out here. But that's the thing with streaming, it's kind of wild. And I know that like some, obviously this is not a big stream, but some big streamers, they really struggle with it and they have to like have people monitor it and everything. Oh yeah, and the Bitcoin person was crazy too. Trying to get me to sign up for Bitcoin, like a bean coin on stream. That was nuts. I don't think they've come back since. So that's Bean's hand reaching out, and then we'll do a bit of a reaction to that as well. So fingers are tricky to draw, but they can be like kind of cool and expressive at the same time. So I'll have Bean's sort of hand like go reach out and then curl up a little bit. No, I didn't change the chat at all. That would be a YouTube thing, I think. And Jackals, I'm using Procreate on iPad. And I can't do thumbs. So hand's gonna look a bit weird. Sorry, guys. Cool. Ooh, actually, I'm not a huge fan of that. It's not quite there. I think it's the way the fingers are bending. Oh, that's okay. I think the thumb should go down though. Yeah, kind of like that. And then maybe I'll move the whole frame back a little bit. Yeah, so it should be like a little bit of a jolt. Cool. Yeah. So imagine like the ringing starts halfway through, and then Bean's hand reacts, and then I want the next shot to be of the whole gang kind of reacting to the door and Bean getting up in frustration. So let me just group those together and we'll move on. Right, so I have to do a little bit of floor planning. And I really struggle with like drawing rooms. It's never like super easy. Especially when there's like a lot of objects and stuff. So we got the sofa there. And then I think I'm gonna add Bean in this chair. There's a little table there too. Nice. Not really sure how that's gonna look, but oh, that's okay. We'll do that as well. A little bit of a window. Anyway, we don't have to be super particular, we're just setting the scene. So I'll move that out. Turn down the opacity and then use this as a background reference for when I draw the characters on top. Jackal says, I've always really had a passion for animation, and honestly I've been thinking of trying my hand at animating something. The only animations I've ever made were on Flipnote Studio on DSi though. Well, that's what I did for the first, 5 years was all Flipnote. There's nothing wrong with it. It's honestly a really good animation software. And if that's all you can work on, then go for that. Yeah, that's a great place to start, and just have fun with it. Don't stress it too much, and yeah, just see what you can make. Yeah, super cool idea. Honestly, it can be quite a peaceful pastime. It's a little bit harder when you have to do things on schedule and whatnot, but I love it. I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. And people look at animation and they're like, oh, it's so much work, or it's like a bit of a steep learning curve, and it's definitely not easy, but it's a lot. You'll pick it up a lot faster than you actually think. And it's just fun to sort of learn all the different techniques and see yourself. Like, it's very easy to see the progression because it's so visual. So yeah, if you give it a chance, give yourself 6 months to try and animate something half decent, yeah, you'd be fine. And probably have quite a lot of fun doing it. I've been trying to learn 3D for a while, and I've been slacking on it. And so I need to start doing that. Maybe I'll do that too, and then, yeah. It'd be fun to like try and do that on stream, but I feel like it would be really irritating. So I'll try and do that in my own good time. Right, so there's Beanat in the bean costume, which I think was meant to be a coffee bean, so we'll do that. And then I don't think the surf is going to be big enough for them, so I'll just drop that a little bit. Yeah, Felix, you're right, yeah. Cool, I'm just going to edit the sofa here. That's another good thing about like the Procreate software is it's pretty easy to just edit things around, because 9 times out of 10 your background's never going to be perfect, so it'll require some some maintenance. So it was Nana here. And then I don't know if I have to make a scene to kind of be a bit more literal with the door ringing. Maybe we'll have to add that in afterwards. Got a cat over there. And I'm not gonna worry too much about the detail on these parts because we're just trying to move quickly. And then we've got a doggo as well, and I'll do the bean can there. And I think I want to have Bean be the most sort of expressive character here and kind of get up and stomp over to the door again. Cool. I'll probably merge those layers. And I might move these 3 up a little bit too. It can be very easy to overcomplicate a scene, so we just want to try and keep it as simple as possible. Nice. Oh no, someone finally noticed. Yeah, the house never has the same layout. But it's more kind of because I have a mental idea of how I want the scene to look. And then I tried doing it so that I was like strict at the beginning with how the house would look. And then just every time I'd have to change it because, or like have to, rework a camera angle. It became annoying, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna change it, because that's the beauty of animation, is you can have those free will moments where you don't really have to abide by I don't know, structural works and interiors and whatnot. Like, you can just move stuff around depending on what you're trying to make. But at the same time, it can be really annoying from a continuity perspective. I think I would probably have to be a bit stricter with myself if we made a show or something like that. I'm gonna have Bean looking pretty annoyed here. I mean, maybe there's a way to set up like a perfect scene, and then it's always gonna work for like every different bit. Yeah, it's got TARDIS energy, where it will also just change at random. Nice one, Felix. Take care. Hope you had a good one. So Bean's gonna be looking super peed off, and then I think we'll kind of fall back a little bit and let out a yelp of annoyance. Yeah. Oh, and I should feature Bean's hand going for the popcorn, because that was the original idea. I kind of liked it there before. That's fine. Cool. And kind of goes, and then I want Bean to like slide from the sofa and then get up and stomp over. So how am I gonna do that? Kind of do it like that. I'm learning as we go on how to actually draw this costume. If this was regular Bean, it'd be fine, but this is proving to be a little bit tricky. Cool. And I think I've messed the torso up a little bit. Let me fix that. Yeah, true. That term was always weird in Harry Potter, and I'm like, why don't the wizards use it anywhere else as well? Like, why don't they I don't know, I feel like they could have, maybe they did a bunch of that in Hogwarts, but they still built like a giant building. If they were really trying to be secret with the whole like, oh, the Wizarding World thing, yeah, maybe they should have gone somewhere else. So then Bean slides out. kind of goes like this. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit too much. Yeah, let's do it like that. So then slides down. It's kind of nice just having to draw like the little characters instead of the huge ones where it's like a super close up, because in the small ones there's a little bit more liberty in how much you have to go into detail, and it's super quick too. So we've got Bean sliding down, and then I'll do the next frame as a reference where Bean kind of stomps off. And he's all like annoyed and flustered. A little bit of smoke. Yeah, that was reckless behavior of them. Honestly, the wizards didn't do anything to help themselves. But, I mean, they did just kind of hit the muggles with that, like, forget everything spell anytime there was a weird disturbance. So, I don't really know the rules. I mean, they just want to live their lives, and they happen to be wizards at the same time. It's kind of tough. Right, I should probably try and draw. I'm afraid of this drawing. I don't really know how to draw Bean getting back up. Maybe something like this. Yeah, let's do it like that. Also, I apologize. I think an ad might have ran, so I'm gonna turn that off because that's annoying. I'll do it on, like, if you're watching this in the future after the live, then we'll put ads on it. But when people are live, that kind of feels annoying, so I'll change that. Cool. Yeah, this will be the type of frame where I just work out whether it worked after the fact. Sometimes you just gotta draw and see what happens, and hopefully it looks half decent. And when you're doing like the sketchy frames, it doesn't matter too much. But it's kind of satisfying when it does actually work out. So yeah, it's not bad. Maybe there should be a little bit more of a kind of getting up like this. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're just having a chill Tuesday here. Cool. Still doesn't look perfect. What am I doing with this leg? Let's do it like this. I'll have to work that out later. I'm not going to faff too much on it. But the idea is Bean gets up very quickly and is stomping over to the door. Yeah, there we go. Nice. What's up, Minnie? Nice to have you here. Who made Bean angry? The raccoons are at the door for the third time asking for trick-or-treat candy. So Bean is now getting up in a tizzy and going over to the door. Yeah, I hope you're having a lovely Tuesday. So this is just a chill stream. We're trying to finish off the last one. But then next Friday, it'll be a lot more spooky, hopefully. So the title will actually make sense and it won't be so misleading. And then, yeah, I'm going to try and think up some new ideas. But yeah, it's just going to be a cozy one today. So Bean goes over, stomps on the door. And then I'm going to need to reference... Oh, we can use this one. So we'll take this frame here as a reference. And then draw Bean walking over from the other angle. And he's got sort of clenched fists. Really stomping. Oh, thank you, Menu. Nice to have you guys here, just hanging out. So how I do a walking cycle is I'll try and move the arms sort of perpendicular, so I don't know if that's the right word, but they go back and forth, and then I'll draw the extremes of each side of the walk. So in this one, Bean's left leg is right back, and then the next frame, Bean's leg is right forward, and then this leg is going to go all the way back to sort of in an exaggerated pose. Just like that. And the arms are swinging too. And then to add a little bit of a bounce to the walk cycle, it's good to do one of the legs sort of fully at its tallest point, and then the other one is bent. And that's how easy it is. And then the arms are in the in-between spot as well. So since I know that this left leg is in the front and the way we walk is like this, then if the leg is in the front here, then the next frame is going to be there. Sorry, I'm not trying to swear. And then it kind of goes like that. So this next frame, that right leg will be dead in the middle, sort of on the same line here, if that makes sense. So it's following the same trajectory, but it's just dead in the middle there. And I've moved the body up as well because it's at a higher point. Bean someday need marriage. That's very true. Bean not ready yet though. Someone sent in the Patreon group chat a picture of Bean. It was like a fan art, but it was Bean and Beanette having a gender reveal party, and I think Beanette was pregnant, and it was it was quite sobering, I would say. But we love to see it. It's great. What's the whiteboard in the back? It's all the people on our Patreon. So we're actually running out of room. And then we've got the members on YouTube. So if you wanted to use GIFs in the chat and things, you can become a member. It's like $2. But then we wanted to show off all the people, very kind people on Patreon. So yeah, if you sign up, you get your name on the board. Pretty cool. But we're gonna need a bigger board. That's an unintended Jaws reference. We're gonna need a bigger board. But yeah, if you guys are, I'm assuming some of you guys are members, thank you so much. Yeah, we're now up to, gosh, we've got like 500, almost 600 members in the Patreon, which is insane. And we're really just trying to build that up and, you know, get that going. And it's great to see you guys interacting. Like, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I've been feeling a lot up until about 2 months ago that, yeah, I would post a lot and, you know, share a lot of work with you guys, but I was never really involved in the community that much, and kind of felt like building a house and not having an actual like stable flooring or foundation. Anyway, let me go back. And so I really want to lean into that and actually hear from you guys and talk to you guys and interact, because that's what I used to really enjoy back when it was just like comics and stuff, like especially on stories. And then we've got Bean Chat now on Instagram, and then the Patreon has been really fun too recently. So anyway, we've got Bean stomping over to the door here, and then I want these sequences to be very sort of snappy, so that in the final thing it'll flow like quite quickly, and then it comes to sort of the reveal. So now I need to show Bean opening the door quickly, and I don't know if I have a reference frame for the doorway, but I want a close-up of Bean opening the door. So let's pencil that in really quick. I'm just going to use a line to sort of show the edge of the door opening. I'm not going to go into super detail. And then the door is going to come out to here, so sort of travel that way, like that. So I'll do the frame before then, which looked like this. So then the doorway should look like that. Yeah, and then as the door moves this way, maybe Bean can sort of come into shot and almost maybe say something. I mean, what would Bean's sort of natural reaction be coming back into the shot? Like maybe about to say like what, maybe. And it's kind of holding the door aggressively, I think. Oh, Jess, that's super sweet. You ended up sharing almost every short with your husband. Oh, that's super cute. That's really kind. I hope your husband enjoys the work. Otherwise, he's being brigaded with Bean propaganda. But that's super cool. Oh, thank you so much. Right, losing track. We've got Bean opening the door here, and I kind of want to have a bit of a motion of Bean going from sort of low to high. Yeah, the Kato flashbang smelling breath is a classic. And comes from experience. My old cat Tibbles had the worst breath, but was very cute, so it kind of made up for it. But some days after a certain tuna, oh my goodness. So we're gonna have Bean kind of. I think Bean's gonna say what and then open his eyes. What? So what does a mouth look like when it goes like wah, wah, wah? This is what you have to do when you're drawing a character saying something. You almost have to pretend to say the thing yourself a bunch to try and imagine what it actually looks like. Wah, wah. So then it goes to a wide for the A. Wah, wah. And then a T is like with the teeth, like ta, what ta, what. Sounds super weird. If someone's joining right now, they're like, what is going on here? It will make sense in a minute. So then I'll do a little line like that to sort of show the teeth. And then still drawing the hand there for the door. I'll just pencil in that. So it's like what? And I don't know if this will look any good by the end of it, but we'll experiment. Yeah, the tuna breath is real. I think you're meant to brush a cat's teeth. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm making that up. Maybe that's just like them trying to sell a product. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get like cat toothbrushes. Yeah, so there's Bean saying, what? And then I want Bean to kind of come up and slowly open his eyes to then realize that it's not actually the raccoons. Yeah, that's a deep cut, man. Yeah, the McDonald's ads were pretty fun to make. Yeah, that was super fun opportunity. But it was specifically McDonald's France. So we had to be super careful about like French language, and I admittedly don't know anything about French. So, well, I know a little bit about the French language, but not enough to be super confident in what we were making. So there were some moments where it was a little bit tricky. But overall, it was a fun time. I think the most fun adverts we made are with the Got Milk guys, but I mean, can't complain. Work is work. Yeah, now Matt. Goodbye, sir. Have a good one. Yeah, see you in a bit. Matt's out. I told you he was real. He's a real person. That's it. F's in the chat for Matt. Yeah, we're in the office at the moment, and it's closing time. Luckily, walking home today, so shouldn't be stuck in traffic. But it's meant to rain, so we're keeping an eye on that. Taco Bean. Well, this is meant to be Bean, but that looks pretty good. No, Matt is not very social. I do all the app in here. So I'll have Bean pause a little bit. And then Maybe blink. I kind of use blinks as a nice like in between for when the expression changes. And then we'll go to a more inquisitive kind of look, I think. And there's a little bit of a head bob too, just to emphasize the movement. Sometimes animation can look kind of a little bit too stiff if you don't exaggerate certain smaller movements. So even something like that will just make it look that bit more interesting. Oh. There we go. We had one F in the chat for Matt. Thank you, Andrea. Yeah, who's at the door if it's not for the raccoons? We'll have to wait and find out, guys. Come on, this is why we're doing this. Actually, no, I have no idea. I've got a loose idea. We'll see. This is just, I know I have to make an animation and I'll start making it, and then I hope that it kind of works out by the end. So then we're gonna have a bit more of an inquisitive bean face here. Like that. The eyebrows are putting in a shift. Yeah, there's no prizes for guessing. Maybe I'll do a little poll. Actually. Yeah, who's at the door? Cool. So it should play a bit like Bean shouts what? And then there's the blink, and then ooh, and then Bean oohs, and I'll just do a little in between there to exaggerate the mini shock. Oh, Joy Skov's in chat. Hey guys. Hey Joy Skov. Good to see ya. Hopefully this time it's not as late. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be Satan at the door, but Satan is using the raccoons as a vessel for mischief. Yeah, that's nice. So we got Bean going what, and then inquisitive expression. And now we'll do a cut to the next scene. Oh, nice. Almost done with the sewing. That's cool. Oh, happy birthday, Joy. Oh, that's awesome. Is it your birthday now, or was it your birthday yesterday? Because it's 3 a.m. now for you. But anyway, happy birthday, and thank you for joining us. Should be eating cake and chilling. Yeah, I hope you had a lovely day. So I don't quite know how to do the reveal. Oh, that's cute. We got some happy birthdays in chat. That's sick. Maybe we have... I kind of want to do like the old man in trench coat routine. Oh, actually, no. It was meant to be a ghost costume. That's the easiest one. Yeah, let's do ghost costume. Because then... Nice. Oh, thank you, man. Have a good day. I'm not quite sure how to... Oh, by the way, spoiler talk. It's going to be the raccoons in a ghost outfit that they've fashioned super quick to try and pretend to be a new person. But I'm not quite sure like how to show that exactly. It's going to be a bit messy. Maybe we can have one of the buckets be a part of the top part. Be funny if it kind of like grumbled trick or treat as well. Stackable raccoons, yeah. Is this gonna be super obvious? Probably, yeah. And then we'll do Bean in the foreground here, kind of at the door. Bit of the door there too, just to give a little bit of perspective. You even have Bean looking a little bit like, what? Not quite sure how to do like the rumbling, maybe for trick or treat. And then it's like muffled, so I'll put a little squiggle there. Yeah, that's cool. There goes trick or treat, and then I'm not quite sure how to do this, but maybe I get rid of the bucket and just have like, because I kind of want the reveal to be that they can't reach for the candy that Bean gives out, because like Bean's like, oh, it's the raccoons in the sheet, but I can't just like pull the sheet off them, so has to like find a way of, you know, having the reveal and whatnot. Oh, thank you, Liliana. Appreciate you joining the live. Yeah, like they really rushed this costume together. 100% it was a bot's job. I'm gonna get rid of that, and then I think it would be funny if like they just kind of put their hands up like that. We could have it maybe Bean just like is holding out a lollipop or something, and then they're kind of like scrambling to find it, and then they end up like tripping or something. I'm not quite sure how to navigate this one. Bit of a tricky one. See, animation's all well and good until you have a slightly complicated scene, and then you're all in a pickle. So then this one will be going back to being at that door. Okay. Yeah. Might just draw the eyes. Maybe I could have one of them sneeze in the costume, and then the other guys kind of go like, shut up. So I need to have Bean's expression kind of go from like, ooh, to, I don't know if that makes sense, but. Yeah, there should be peas in a pod. And then I kind of want like a smug face from Bean as he realizes like this is gonna be tricky. This is kind of I like the left eye, but the right eye is looking a bit funky. Let me just try and maybe do something like this. I don't know if this face is looking a bit cursed or not, but no fooling Bean. Kind of like that's how you show a face when they're like suspicious. They kind of it kind of goes up into the corner a bit. This is such a horrible expression. Maybe do like a little bit, just like little dimples in the face. What do you think it needs? Anything else? I don't know. Oh, nice. Thank you for joining, NJ. Appreciate it. Welcome to the cursed Bean expression stream. We could maybe go even more exaggerated. I don't know. Let's give it a go. Why not? Cheers, Jess. It's tricky. There is a danger of going a little bit too much here. But we'll see. Yeah. Maybe the eyes can sort of squint a little bit more. Oh. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's a fine line. Like once you kind of get an expression, you just have to be. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of looks like Paul Dano. I don't know if that makes sense. If anyone knows Paul Dano, but it's just giving me that impression. Yeah, almost looks maxing. Bean maxing right now. But I kind of want this to be a little bit more exaggerated. So it kind of goes like, maybe bring this one up a little bit. Yeah, like that. That is the exact emoji I was thinking of. That is such a horrible face. There you go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Gonna bring the eye up a little bit more. There is a danger of overworking it now, so I need to lock in real quick. a screw face from Bean. Yeah. A very quizzical expression. Okay. Yeah, that'll look good. That'll look good. Let's do the in-between on this. Problem is now I have to replicate it in the final thing. I might just keep these rough frames in. Maybe it's good. Good to go. God's God's milkshake. Sus bean. Sus beanie. Absolute sussman. Right. And that's it. I just end the stream on this. There we go. Yeah, great. That'll do. Okay, alright. So we've got inquisitive bean expression. The background doesn't change, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, and it's a bit ugly. But then the next one will be so what do we have to show next? We have to have them say trick or treat. I think I'm gonna have I'm gonna go back to this frame here, and I want to show the costume like coughing, and then one of the raccoons being like quiet, like kind of, you know, like shushing, and then at the same time we have Bean in the foreground fishing for a piece of candy to give them, which is going to be like tricky to navigate for them, if that makes sense. Okay, so there's a few things going on here. Hey bestie. What's up, kitty? Okay, let's try that then. So we'll have the ghostly outfit coughing. How do we show that? The phone is ringing, I know. Yeah, there's like a whole other office right there. I'm not picking it up. I don't think it's for me. It's like Tuesday's like the noisy day or something. I don't know. No one comes in on a Monday anymore, but everyone comes in on a Tuesday. Such an old school phone ring too, I know. I think it should be the lower raccoon underneath the costume does a little bit of a cough. And then yeah. I think you can just have some kind of like vague expressions from the costume. It doesn't have to be too crazy. So this is more just for me. It's like a reference. Kind of like he's like farting. And then oh, that's actually cuter if it's like if it's like there's a sneeze, and then Andrea, that's a really good idea. A sneeze from like this area of the costume, and then maybe like the head kind of turns over to say like bless you. Let's see if this works. It might not work, but let's see. I should probably animate in the final one the costume kind of swaying. I think that would be funny. Yeah, maybe something like that. Just like a sneeze, and then bless you. And do a little in between. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, like a tail kind of pokes out. That's smart. Yeah, okay, nice. So you got a few little frames there, which kind of illustrate the point. I really like the sneeze idea, that's cool. Maybe we include the tail bit a little bit later just to like confirm it. And then we need to show Bean in the foreground here getting maybe he like goes back into the house to get a special one. I'm wondering what kind of like candy could it be. It would have to be a candy that they take, but then it kind of like knocks them off kilter a little bit, like it's too heavy. Maybe it could be like a giant lollipop, and then they kind of wobble and scramble to grab it, and then they grab it, and they're like, ah. And then they start to wobble because it's so top heavy. Yeah, huge candy corn, something like that. And then they kind of tip over in a cluster. Yeah, maybe like a jawbreaker. That's tricky. It's kind of hard to like then show that in an animation. So I'm thinking for the top that they've kind of, it would be too obvious if they were in the top part. So there's like one of the pumpkin carry things that they had earlier. So I was like, oh, that could be the top part. I don't think Bean should hit them with a baseball bat. That's a little bit aggressive. Could be a big bucket of candy. She gets caught in a nail. That's a good one. Gust of wind. Oh no, too many ideas now. Right, let's just make something. So let's have Bean go back into the house looking kind of smug. And then we'll return with something substantial. Yeah, Bean just gives up. Yeah, I think the end should be the raccoons winning somehow. As they always do. And then I'm thinking maybe this next frame could be Bean kind of walking. I'm gonna go with the lollipop idea just for now. Maybe something better will turn up. So we'll have Bean sort of dragging this giant lumbering lollipop, I think. But then you have to think, like, what is Bean doing with a giant lollipop? Like, that's kind of... But it's an animation about raccoons in a ghost costume, so I don't think, like, we're really abiding by practical scenarios. Sledgehammer lollipop. Wow, you guys are, like, way too violent. Okay. So then Bean kind of comes back into frame with this lollipop. Okay. Giant lollipop with the handle of it facing the raccoons for them to hold. And they fall when Bean lets go of the weight of it. Yeah, I think that's kind of the idea. Yeah. So then I need to exaggerate the weight of the lollipop. So we need to have Bean kind of... holding it awkwardly. Yeah, so kind of like brings it up and then it goes like, here you go. Yeah. And then we need those arms to be kind of tensed up. Yeah, true. So I'm going to draw the first frame and then I just drew the last frame. So this is the frame where Bean manages to sort of pick up the lolly. Man, these frames are always like so tricky. You have to kind of plan them out a little bit better, but this is what we're doing in real time. So if the legs are bending like that, then this part of the torso should, or not torso, lower body should be a bit lower. Yeah, shaky legs is a good idea too. And you can kind of exaggerate the weight of something by how quickly it moves. So we would just have to draw more like frames here. And then a little bit of a swing too when it first comes up. So we'll go like that. Yeah, Bean can wobble a little bit, I think. But it's important to kind of show like the hands moving first to try and like lift it up, and then the lolly like following afterwards. I don't know. I'm just working this out in real time because I actually have no kind of. I mean, I have a little bit of a clue, but this is gonna be a tricky one. So I'm thinking like Bean's really moving his body to try and lift the thing up. Kind of, yeah, like, yeah. Okay, that's not bad. That's okay. Yeah, from the raccoon's point of view, it's like the Holy Grail. And we can have the foot come up a little bit here too to exaggerate that wobble, and then stabilizing. Yeah, that's cool. Ah, there we go. Well, sometimes you wing it and it actually works out. That's nice. And we can even sort of show it in the eyes a little bit. Like, ah. But then we have to have the thing wobble back as well too. Like this. Oh. And I'm thinking like, yeah, that's not bad. I'm thinking a close up on the raccoons afterwards with their eyes like, ah. But actually their eyes aren't going to be visible because they're underneath the costume. So we'll have to work something else out. Okay. Yeah, something like that. But the motion still needs to be a little bit slower. Kind of looks like it's sticking a little bit. Yeah, that's a good shout. Just have it like linger over them, like as a shadow, and then it's on the costume. I think what I might do is like do a kind of like a multiple. So you can do these weird, I've forgotten what the terminology for them is, but just to show, exaggerate the movement, you draw the frame a few times like that. Yeah. But when I do these, I always kind of get lost a bit in like, what is Bean doing when this happens? So I think it'd probably be something like that. And like this looks all well and good now, but when it comes to actually making the final thing, these frames are horrible because you kind of have to wing it a bit. Also, I don't really like that leg coming out all the way. I don't think that's necessary. There we go. Just make it a little bit smaller like that. But I want it to sort of maybe stomp down this frame. Let's see. Oh, that's not bad. I think it was better before, but just like not a lot of movement. And I think just a little bit more of a swing too. I'm gonna get kind of a little bit lost in the sauce here. I'm just having fun with the animation. Drawing stuff which is like a little bit out of my comfort zone is always a bit fun. But I do run the risk of getting absolutely nothing done. So then we go like that. I think it needs to come over a little bit more. Yeah. But I want that foot to come down on this frame, so I'm gonna put it back up like here again. Yeah, that's nice. What do you guys think? And maybe a bit more of a jolt coming back down. Smooth. Thank you, Shrek. Looks a bit weird there. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, Bean's quite proud of this lolly. I don't really like that frame. And then like that. And then when we do a kind of a second round on these, we'll exaggerate the wobble a bit more. I'll just do a quick one. Can't help it. But it's gonna be pretty messy trying to like navigate all the logistics of the reveal, and then sort of I had an idea, and I don't know what you guys think of this, so you'll have to let me know if it's any good. But I thought what would be cool is to have the lollipop be like a distraction, obviously. Yeah, Bean's gladiator weapon in the Colosseum. So the lollipop is the thing that then like reveals the characters, and that's cool. But then Bean's like super proud, like, finally I caught these guys. But actually only 2 of the raccoons were in the costume, and the third one is behind Bean grabbing the candy bowl, and then it ends with Bean like noticing, and there's like a pause when like the raccoons like, do you know the meme? Where they go like, and then they just like scuttle away with all the candy. It could be the move. I don't know if that's like a good idea, but that's my best bet here of what to do. Diabolical. Yeah. Gotta have the raccoons winning in the end, but they're just from sheer tenacity. And I think it's the old switcheroo when there's actually only 2 of them in the costume. Like, that's big brain, if you think about it. Maybe a battle for the lolly. I think the lolly's not going to survive this interaction. It's going to end up in 1,000 pieces on the floor. But good idea. Maybe we could have it so like they're like picking up the scraps of the lolly when they're running away. I'll draw the like top-down perspective of the lolly on the Caped Crusaders. I think that'd be a funny kind of frame. And we'll have it casting a shadow too. Super horrible looking shadow. Yeah. They do have thumbs, yeah, but they're not very coordinated, I don't think. I don't know if that is like a good representation of shadow or not. Probably not. Let's do this. I guess maybe it would cast a larger shadow than that. So I'll do it a little bit exaggerated. Oop. So yeah, this is going to be a pretty long animation, I think. Oh boy, I'm going to have to get really busy on this one if we want to turn it around for Friday. And then it sucks because like by the time I post it, unless I do it by Thursday, then it's not going to be Halloween anymore for like half the viewers. Maybe this is just a fool's endeavor. Maybe I have to post this next year. Or I could just post it in like November and hope that people don't care. Ah, shucks. I should be posting it today, man. Anyway, okay. I can't get hung up on that. It is what it is. And there wouldn't be shadow here, so I'm just gonna get rid of that. Yeah, maybe I'll try and finish the bulk of these frames tonight. Oh, an animator's life. It's a minimal sleep, apparently. Candy doesn't expire, that's true. Maybe I can just put in the comments like, I don't know, something went wrong. Do you storyboard every reel? Most of them, unless it's a complicated one. Oh, I mean, especially if it's a complicated one, but if it's a simple one, probably not. It all depends. I do like this process though because, well, A, I know what I'm drawing and it makes doing the rest of the animation a lot faster if I have references. But it also helps kind of like spell out all of the pacing and different things that you have to think about in the final product. Yeah, I know it got super dark in here. The the weather is crazy. It's not crazy, it's just the winter, but yeah, it's super dark. And I don't like turning on the full lights in the office because they're really like intense, so kills the cozy vibe. But anyway, yeah, so it's always a little bit of a struggle to try and storyboard everything, and then I get a bit lost in the weeds sometimes, but honestly it's pretty good. And then it just, I don't know, the process takes a little bit too long. There's probably a faster way of doing it, but oh well, we work with what we work with, basically. Cool, so we'll have like a little bit of an expression here. It's also good to do the storyboard because then it makes it easier for Ollie, who does our music, because he can just see the draft and basically work completely off that. And that saves us having to like put the finished thing to him and then wait for audio from him. If he can get ahead on that, then that's like super good, because that can be quite time consuming as well. Cool, so we'll kind of have the hearts pop out a little bit. And then Bean offers them the lolly. So their arms are going to be like flailing a little bit. Maybe there's like one arm up here and then like another arm there. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I just realized how fast I have to work now on the rest of this. So like, oh, I should probably speed up and, you know, get to making the final edit. It's Ollie's birthday as well tomorrow, so I can't have him working on his birthday. That would be rude. Yeah, this will be a Friday post, I think. Cool. So then maybe they like scuttle over a little bit. Yeah, it looks alright. Maybe they kind of like check the corner a little bit, or they get the wrong direction. Yeah, something like that. Ooh, we're past 5 o'clock. I said I'd do 3 to 5. Thank you, Andrea. I'll finish this layer up and then I think we'll call it. So with this one, I don't know, because my next live is on Friday. I don't know if I will have time to do the rest of this or show the next step of the process, but I'll make sure to try and like do that in future animation live streams. Yeah, that would be super fun. Okay, so they're kind of like struggling in the dark there a little bit to grab it, and then I want a frame where they do finally get it. Yeah, maybe like that. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, spooky ghost. I think at this point the tail should also 100% be out as well. So I'm just drawing that in there as a reference. I'll draw it at the start too, just in case I miss it. Oh, thank you, Jess. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. This one's just been a little chill one, as they all are. But I just want to say thank you to everyone who joined to watch. Yeah, we drew some raccoons, kind of. Mainly drew a bean as a bean and different beans. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Next one will be on Friday, so it'll be at the same time Friday. We'll do a little bit of like live painting, and then I'll be giving away the painting that we make. If it's any good, it might not be good. Oh, thank you, Joy. You really don't have to donate, honestly. It means a bunch. Thank you so much. The candy fund. Oh, that's very kind of you. Yeah, these are honestly so fun, so please don't feel the need to do any of that, but thank you so much. Yeah, we'll get this one done and hopefully post it by Friday. Pressure's on, but we'll give it a go. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. And big thank you to our members and our Patreon members as well. You guys are all up on the board. Yeah, really appreciate you guys joining in. I've said that like 10 times now, but it's true. Cool. All right, see you guys on Friday. Bye. Oh, and also happy birthday to Joy as well. Okay, bye.